Greater collaboration between the Student Apartment Community Council and AS takes priority for me out of all my platforms because it allows for larger communication between AS and the Student Apartment Community Council, as well as bring voices of residents and resident assistants to AS.
There are several consequential issues that need to be addressed, but the most important one will always have to be preventing sexual violence, because there is an entire culture that enables behavior like this, and an entire culture that has to be dismantled in a comprehensive way. I myself have had to stay home this past year, and I know it can be difficult, but for better or for worse, we've all become very good at staying connected in a remote setting, as well as forming new connections.
I am also one of those students who chose the safety of their own home during this pandemic. The only way to reach them is through social media, through group chats for classes, or even through Instagram or Facebook. Reaching out to these students for not only my campaign, but for the elections in general, allows for there to be more communication between AS and its students. To prevent another event from occurring again, the first step would be to review the RA contract that is currently held, then make any revisions that must be made if an event that requires a meeting cancellation were to occur again to UCSB housing, dining, and auxiliary enterprises. Also requesting more representation of resident assistants in meetings with housing directors to assess the needs of resident assistants, as well as using my platform as a senator to assist anything that the RAs need.
In the short term, UCSB housing will need to be pressured to give those students free housing as residents. And in the long term, RA contracts will need to have security as well as the right to proper working conditions. Tailored training and messaging in general should be consistently carried out at the individual and communal levels. Besides that, something like preventative staff stationed around housing could act as both a preventative measure and responsive measure.
To address any sexual violence that were to occur in university housing, what I and fellow senators can do is offer extended resources to those living in any university housing, as well as solidify more training for any employee in university housing to be prepared when any instances such as these occur to any of the residents.